4 months ago, I did the calendar with ultra right beer. And make sure you use code Dana. You'll get a big discount. I put the link up on Instagram. So I did this calendar with ultra right beer, and I always look. I am in shape. I'm healthy, but at the same time, I also have sons. I have kids, and I have a husband, and so I'm like, if other women who are, I think, single and not yet married, if they want to get in swimsuits and they want to do a calendar that celebrates women, that's fine. I'm going to hold my guns and I'm going to be in a t-shirt and jeans. And that was my particular choice. And I had no problem appearing in a calendar with other women who were celebrating femaledom. And it's all pretty women in the calendar. And it was done to help the Riley Gaines Center, and the Ultra Right Beer people did it. And it's a nice calendar. And I actually signed one for someone over the weekend. I've signed people. Someone sent it in, and I signed it, and it's going. I think all the women in the calendar are signing it. And this thing came out. What was it? 4 or 5 months ago. This calendar came out, and people have been mad about it. And by people, I mean I've only seen one person ever complain about it. And I don't want to get into. I'm not going to get into a battle with people and all of this stuff. Particularly when you wouldn't want to battle with me. I still hold a grudge for having to have been called into HR by a previous employer for trying to settle a dispute that someone who likes to complain a lot caused with all of the other women at the workplace. And this is why I hate dealing with women in the workplace. And I was begged, please mediate this situation. Please, for the love, calm it down. I just think that there are some people who I cannot stand people who make a career out of bitching about everything all the time. That's not commentary. That's just complaining. That's just being a professional complainer. So this calendar, when it came out, 4 some odd months ago, I thought that it was tastefully done. There's not anything that's slutty in there. There's not anything that's, advocating for promiscuity or drug use or alcoholism or anything like that that's in this calendar. And it's a calendar that was done by people on the right. It was never done so that to be a church statement or a faith statement, a statement of faith. It was not done. And I don't think anything, honestly, I don't have a problem, and I don't think anything cancels out one or the other. If you have a problem with women in swimsuits, don't ever let me see you in one. Don't ever let me see you going to a place where women are in swimsuits. If you want to be Sharia adjacent and you want to try to shame women because they were asked to be in a calendar and you weren't, that's your problem, not theirs. And that's ultimately what this is. The New York Times and Daily Mail ran this huge story over the weekend saying that it was raunchy. They attacked yours truly and all the other women in the calendar based on the complaints of it's like one person. And I always do find it ironic that people who complain about other women while taking selfies of themselves because they think they look good and they want other people to acknowledge that they look good in their selfie, and so they post it far and wide. If you want to have a discussion about irony and compromising one's beliefs. And I think that also insinuating that women who participated in the calendar are somewhat loose, or they're raunchy, or they are in some way betraying their faith. If you want to be a modern day Pharisee, go right ahead. But I don't think that your accusations or the motivations are in any way based in any kind of, they're not biblically based. And I also think that it's not the Matthew way of solving disputes. That being said, I think it's all stupid. I think it's petty. I think it's just people who were mad that they weren't asked to be in a calendar and they're attacking women who were. And that's usually what this stuff boils down to. There's enough clout out there for everyone without other women trying to tear down other women. I don't get along with a lot of women because of that. There are a few women in this industry, particularly, and I can name them right now that I like, and I think that they understand that there's not a quota on influence or space at the table, or there's you don't have to compete to be heard like that. And one of them, my friend Carol Roth and I were talking about this over the weekend. Carol Roth is absolutely one of the women who gets it. Love Carol Roth. Megyn Kelly is one of the women who gets it. Mary Catherine Ham is one of the women who gets it. Like her or hate her, Meghan McCain is one of the women who gets it. There are some really good ladies out there. Judge Janine is one of the women who gets it. There's some really, really good ladies out there who understand that there is not some sort of scarcity of attention or clout, and they don't have to tear down other women in order to lift themselves up. It's a tactic that feminists use. They think that they tear down men to lift themselves up, which is why it's incredibly ironic to see anybody who's in the conservative sphere do that. There's nothing wrong with this calendar. And my husband was the one who actually said, yeah, I think you should do this. This seems like it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. I don't have anything to be concerned about. My husband doesn't have anything to be concerned about. And these ladies, some of the ladies are married, some of them aren't. Some of them are single, some of them aren't. Some of them have kids, some of them don't. There's nothing wrong with a woman being in a swimsuit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a calendar celebrating femaledom. I don't know if you've seen some of these articles, but they're trying to now divide the right and say, what was one of them? The New York Times said that it was raunchy, like the raunchy right or something like that. They've been calling me all kinds of names for firearms forever. If I wear a T-shirt, I get attacked. If I wear jeans, I get attacked. When I cut my hair, I was accused of having extensions. I've been accused of having a boob job, plastic surgery, hair extensions, cane, name it.
Lip filler?
Everything.
Yeah.
I've been accused of having my face frozen, which is weird because I can move it. Huh?
Wigs.
No one's ever accused me of actually having a wig.
I've seen that.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
That's a new one. Yeah. I've been accused of all these things that I've never done, and I'm like, whatever. I'm so tired of this. And it's mostly from like the jealous, petty left. But to see it come up from the right is really disappointing. But the New York Times, they were saying the raunchy right. What was it? The Daily Mail was trying to say that the right was having a problem with these women, et cetera, et cetera. Again, it's a created clout-chasing tantrum that the media is seizing upon and trying to make into a bigger thing than it's into something that it's not. 4 months after the fact. And it was a jealous, petty leftist lady over at the New York Times who wrote the piece. She never reached out to any of us. She didn't reach out to any of us and ask us a question. She didn't ask us if we would like to submit a comment on her hit piece on us, on our characters. And I got to tell you, and this is where I'm really going to get snotty, it is very difficult for me, a woman who's older, to take criticism about how I or other ladies live my life when they haven't raised children as successfully as I have, and they don't have a 23-year going on 24-year successful marriage like I do. So when you can match me in terms of my homemaking skills and my successful marriage skills and my mothering skills, then maybe I'll consider your opinion. But if you cannot match me year for year, have a million seats.